Hey everybody, what's going on? Today is Wednesday, November the 23rd, and we have a big 12 game schedule. 12 games today. It's the day before Thanksgiving, national holiday in the United States. No game scheduled for tomorrow. So that's why we have this rather busy night in the NBA. Now, let's get into the action. I will post my plays here, my early leans right here. And I will also show you guys a little about what my Telegram channel looks like. This is from yesterday, my three selections that I had posted when I finalized my plays. I went 2 out of 3 yesterday. It's a nice little app. If you guys are interested, it is completely free. You can join. Uh, I also have a little chat there where we can, exchange ideas, or if you guys are interested in asking questions, that sort of things. Now, let's get into today's action. Now, I have already taken a look at today's schedule. The thing that has really stuck out the most to me is how this how this continuously how we continuously have a lot of players in and out of lineups with injuries, load management, illnesses. It is extremely tough to cap these games. Um, so a lot of these games, I do end up making my decisions during the I do a lot of live betting, second half betting. It is very tough, especially um, way before tip off to actually cap these games and you know um, get all the information that you need in order to make a wise decision. Out of the 12 games tonight, 3 games have caught my interest, and let's talk about these 3 games. The first game is the game between the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Portland Trailblazers. Over here, we see Cleveland favored by 7.5 points. I had this game estimated at 6.5, a 6.5 point favorite. This game had opened up as 8.5 for Cleveland. It did get bet down to 7.5. Over here at Pinnacle, similar line, 7.5. Uh, Taking a look at the injury report for Cleveland, we see Kevin Love and Karis LeVert are the two absentees for the Cavs, and for Portland, Damian Lillard. This will be the second game that he'll be missing. He got injured a few games back against the Utah Jazz. Everyone else is in the lineup. We know Portland is one of the top teams on the road, uh, have a winning record. In my opinion, the Trailblazers are overachieving. Like I mentioned in the previous game that they played against the Utah Jazz, I'm not a fan of their depth. I do believe that they are a team that does rely a lot on their starting five, and beyond that, I just don't see much. The Cavs, on the other hand, are fully loaded. They do have star players, good role players, and depth. In my opinion, this line is justified. Um, I will be looking at taking the Cavs here at 7.5. The next game that I'm interested in is over here, the game between the Wizards and the Heat. We see Miami over here favored by 2 points. I had them as a 1.5 point favorite. Over here, if you look at the injury report, it is a little stacked. Kind of scary when you look at it, all these players. But out of the main players that are in and out over here, we see Adebayo, who did miss the game before, was out, is back in the lineup. Struce, an important player for them, a shooter, is out. Duncan Robinson, Gabe Vincent, Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero, we see is questionable. Um, as you can see, they are struggling with injuries, but have been very competitive. The last couple of games on the road, they might have lost those games, but they were extremely competitive. Big underdogs in both those games, but were competitive. The Wizards also have their concerns. Bradley Beal, Hachimura, Monte Morris, 3 players questionable over here. I will be looking at a play uh, with the Heat over here. They have started off their season slow. I do expect them to pick it up, and eventually get into one of the top six spots in the East. They will have a lot of work to do, but I do expect them to rise up in the standings. The Wizards, on the other hand, I don't expect that much from them this season, even though lately they have been playing very well. Uh, I do believe that um, the public's preference over here will be on the Wizards. This line is not dropping despite all the injury concerns. Now, the last game that I'm interested in is this game over here between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls, very interesting. Couple of games ago, Chicago was struggling. They were on a bit of a losing streak. Zach Levine got benched, and according to some reports that I read, he did have a chat with his coach. Everything was fine and dandy. And then their previous game against the Celtics, they just came out as gangbusters, blew out the Celtics. The Celtics were at full strength. They had got all their players back, and they ended up running away with the game. So I'm expecting confidence to be high over here with the Bulls. The Bucks, on the other hand, did lose to the shorthanded Philadelphia 76ers in their previous game. Everybody, I'm sure, saw the incident with Giannis and the ladder. Um, uh, from what I read and from everything, the reports coming out of Milwaukee, he cannot buy a shot. The confidence level, I think, is low, and this line, in my opinion, is a little overinflated. This line did open up at 6.5, did get bumped up to 7. Over here at Pinnacle, we see it slightly higher at 7.5. I am interested. I will be interested in the Bulls over here to continue their momentum, and I will be looking at taking them 7.5 as my third game of the night. Now, the rest of the games, there's a lot going on. I won't get into everything. There's just too much to talk about. This video will never end. I will be checking things out though during the live. Like I mentioned at the beginning of my video, if you guys are interested, you can sign up to my Telegram channel where I post my plays and I give alerts in real time. If you're interested, it's like I mentioned before, it's completely free. Um, if not, you can follow me here on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. I'm on every day doing analysis. And yeah, that's pretty much it for today, guys. I'd like to wish everybody good luck on whatever you decide to play today. Enjoy the games. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Health to you and your families. And we'll be back at it again on Friday. Have a good one, guys. Later.